So today we are going to discuss one very interesting and important topic, bioinorganic chemistry. As you can find that this is one representation where you can observe the importance of bioinorganic chemistry, which is starting from the genomics, nuclear, drug science, and to the nanoscience. Actually, before we come to the real topic, we should know a little bit about the subject and its development. As you can find on the slide, the exploration and modeling of the biological role, particularly related with absorption, bonding, transport, distribution, function, excretion of inorganic elements that may be to human being, essential to human being or toxic, as well as the practical applications of these findings in pharmacy, in agriculture, in environmental protection, etc., is the core theme of this particular subject. The development of this particular discipline is parallel to the following sciences, as you can find from the slide that biochemistry as well as analytical methods. However, the most interesting and most developmental part was based on the analytical methods. Then clinical science, clinical chemistry, coordination chemistry, it was also important. Now, what exactly biochemistry deals with? Bioinorganic chemistry deals with. You can understand that we should know the fundamentals of biochemistry, fundamentals of analytical chemistry, microbiology, biotechnology, biophysics to understand the processes of bioinorganic chemistry. However, certain amount of physiology and pharmacology is also required, but the main emphasis will be on toxicology and most important applications will be coming from the basics of inorganic chemistry. When we discuss the origin of life, there are three evolutions: chemical, pre biological, and biological. The whole of this process is to be understood when we are going to develop the bioinorganic chemistry, but and also the encapsulate the bioinorganic chemistry. So, when we think about the composition and changes of the atmosphere, you can find there are three phases. Phase 1, which is before around 4 into 10 is about 9 years back. Then phase 2 and phase 3 is the present one. So when we discuss about the main components in the phase 1, as you can see here, carbon dioxide, nitrogen and methane was the main components. Then phase 2, interestingly, only nitrogen. This is why there was no life. And then phase 3, now oxygen is incorporated in the system. This is why life has come here. Secondly, low concentration components. Water was there initially, but H2S was also there, hydrogen was also there, and argon, ammonia. This is why there was no possibility of life at the time. And in the phase 2, as you can see here, but in the phase 3, which is present one, water is there, carbon dioxide is also there, and argon is also there. You know that argon is in maximum amount among the noble gases. Then the trace component, at that time oxygen was trace. Now oxygen is not the trace. The trace components are the methane, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitric oxide. Similarly, when you can find at that time, phase 1, pH was 2, which was increasing. Phase 2, it was 8, and now it is stabilized at 8. Temperature was very high, 80 degrees Celsius. You can understand why we were not in a position to survive at the time and why life was not there. Even in the phase 2, temperature was extremely high. Now again, the above 50 temperature is lethal. You know, everyone is knowing about it. So the temperature 25 degree is today's one. Then the source of acidity. Then redox potential. It is very important when we are considering the bioinorganic chemistry in contrast to physical chemistry. Then 0.8 volt is very important. Then chemical constituents. Now, elemental composition of earth crust and sea water. You can see here, I have shared this overall whole presentation on the Google Drive, and for your convenience, you can go through it. In fact, you can find in the form of a notes, and you can also understand uh, almost all the slides. I have tried to compile all these slides in the self-explanatory manner, as well as in the form of the fundamentals of the materials, as well as some where we have discussed some certain questions also. So this is the concentration. Now it is very interesting to note that you can find the bulk element, trace element, and some species are also there. Then essential elements, positive physiological responses can be ascribed to the presence in the case of several species. They occur in well-defined concentration range. Then most interesting part is that the biological presence of the element is connected with well-defined biochemical processes. Now, if we discuss the essential elements, organic skeleton presence of the six elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. Inorganic skeleton and body fluid, mainly five elements: sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and chlorine. Then trace elements, 14 elements are there, main group elements as well as transition elements. Then we can say impurities or non-essential elements. Then concentration and physiological effect. So this graph is showing the lack of element representing the death, and in final stage toxic dose is also the death. There is an optimal range. It means you cannot take any element in excess, but its deficiency is also toxic. So there is a minimum range. There is a genuine range. You cannot go below to this. You cannot go above to this. And ultimately, it is the reflection of different kind of immunity. This poster is representing minerals and their importance in chemistry, medicine, and engineering science. Here you can find this baby is having different kinds of elements, and these are in abundance as well as in lesser amount. Then elemental composition of biological systems, result of the chemical analysis of biological samples, then classification based on essential elements, impurity elements, then biological effects of the elements. We can find the physiological responses versus the concentration in food. Here, it is important slide. You can find the biological function of different elements. You know that elements like carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, fluorine, silicon, and few cations like calcium, magnesium, and potassium are essential for the outer and inner skeleton. Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, chlorine, hydrogen phosphate are essential for different kinds of biological functions. Then metal ions for electron transfer processes like copper, iron, nickel, these are there. Here in this slide, average amount of various elements in human organisms. An average person is having 70 kilogram weight. So how it is distributed in the 70 kilogram body weight, this is represented here. For comparison, you can understand the amount of lead is just 80 milligram. So above 80, it is up to 80 it is permissible, but above 80 it is toxic, lethal. So as aluminium and strontium. And factors affecting the selection of trace elements: priority of the carbon-based life, accumulation of the inorganic compounds, then amount of trace elements of the today's and prehistoric man. Here we have compared the different elements in the prehistoric man and today's man. It also represents the reflection. It also reflects the accumulation. Here you can find how much uh, iron, zinc, copper, molybdenum has been accumulated. Then metal essential for life. The role for most in uncertain. And these are the elements, metals. General role of metal ions in biology, you can find sodium, potassium, charge carriers, osmotic and electrochemical gradients, nerve functions. Magnesium, calcium, enzyme activators, structural promoters, Lewis acid, and you are also knowing that magnesium plus 2, chlorophyll, photosynthesis, calcium plus 2, insoluble phosphates. Then we can find alkali metals. As I said you that I have tried to make these presentation and simple PowerPoint presentation also in the form of self-explanatory mode. Here you can find, and similarly in this overall presentation you will find that uh, application of each element described in this way: sodium plus 1, extracellular fuel, osmotic balance, sodium pump, acid base balance, conformation of proteins, nucleic acids, electrical impulse of nerve system. But when you are preparing for examination, keep in mind that you will have to write all this, but it's very important to write this particular step, this chemical reaction, because in examination you will get marks when a complete set with self-explanatory chemical reaction is given. And more interesting, these chemical reactions are not only significant for the biological purposes, but also important for your different entrance examinations. Similarly, we have described the role of potassium ion, enzyme activator, conformation of protein, RNA replication. Now, if you are interested in different kind of research, then in recent period you have heard about the COVID-19, which is having its RNA property. So its RNA to be detected, it will be coming from the conformation of protein. You will have to understand the conformation of different proteins for the RNA replication to develop a testing kit. This is very important aspect. Then complexes of alkali metals and show. So this way we can discuss various aspects of bionol.